In this video, we will be learning about statements in reported speech. What is reported speech? Reported speech is used to talk about what someone said earlier without repeating that person's exact words. In contrast, direct speech refers to reporting what someone said using their actual words. Here is an example. Let's say that Tom said, "The restaurant is closed." How would we say this in reported speech? We would say, Tom said that the restaurant was closed. Notice that the simple present tense is changed to the simple past tense in the reported version. How do we use reporting verbs? When we report what someone said, we usually use reporting verbs like tell, say, admit, believe, or claim. The reporting verb is usually followed by a that clause. Here is an example. Jane said that the chocolate cake was good. When we use a reporting verb, we usually use it in the simple past tense. When we report speech, we have to change the tense. We already saw how the simple present tense changes to the simple past tense in reported speech. Now let's look at another example. Here is an example of direct speech. Mr. Lee said, "I lost my keys, but I will find them." This sentence uses lost, which is in the simple past tense, and the modal verb will. Here is how we would report that statement. Mr. Lee said that he had lost his keys, but he would find them. When we report the simple past tense, we have to change it to the past perfect tense, and the modal verb will changes to would. This example of reported speech uses a that clause, but we can also omit the word that without the meaning changing. When we report statements, we have to change pronouns and possessives to match, because the person who is speaking has changed. Let's take a look at the sentence we saw in the previous slide. In direct speech, we might say, Mr. Lee said, "I lost my keys." Here, the pronoun I and the possessive my are used. However, in reported speech, we must change this to, Mr. Lee said that he had lost his keys, because the speaker is not talking about their own keys, but Mr. Lee's. Finally, let's look at adverbs and adverbial phrases of time and place, which also change in reported speech. Here is an example of direct speech. This picture was taken today. In reported speech, this becomes, Mary said that that picture had been taken that day. In reported speech, we have to change the reference phrase this to that. We can also use the instead of that in reported speech. The adverb today is changed to that day. Now let's practice using reported speech. Can you report what the following people said using reported speech? The answers are, Paul said that Helen was in hospital, and Joyce told me that she had just landed and she was waiting for her luggage.